Everton come down the Villa Park steps just as they did a year ago, knowing the Cup and League double is in their sights. And for the third year running, their fans have the opportunity to give them a huge welcome on semi-final day. Their team has won so much respect these last 2 years, and a measure of Everton's stature as a club is that this is their 21st FA Cup semi-final, an outright record. Sheffield Wednesday played their semi-final here at Villa Park when they last reached Wembley 20 years ago, and over 20,000 Yorkshire folk here today hope to roar them through again. Wednesday lost to Everton in that 1966 final, and they haven't beaten them since. The last 17 matches between the two clubs have ended in 13 wins for Everton and 4 draws. So the Sheffield following hope it's their turn today, and so does goalkeeper Martin Hodge. Playing after 3 days intensive treatment on a back injury, he captains them against his old club, having played for Everton here in a semi-final 6 years ago. And at the other end, Bobby Mims had a trial with Wednesday as a youngster. He later joined Rotherham, and it was for them he played his last FA Cup tie at Mansfield in November '84. Now he's deputising for the injured, unlucky Neville Southall. Well, the rest of the team news shows that Gary Lineker was ruled out this morning, and as expected, Adrian Heath plays at number 8. Kevin Richardson continues for the injured Kevin Sheedy, and 6 of the side have now played in 3 FA Cup semi-finals in a row. For Wednesday, Peter Shirtliff returns in defence in place of Chris Morris, but the hamstring injury received on Thursday has ruled out the influential Brian Marwood. Brian Hill of Kettering taking charge of his first FA Cup semi-final. The rain that was falling a few minutes ago seems to have eased now, and Sheffield Wednesday in yellow. Chapman gets the first touch, volleyed clear by Gary Stevens. Everton defending the goal to our right. And Derek Mountfield with the ball there, the man who scored the winning goal in the semi-final here last season against Luton Town in extra time. Looking for Sharp. That was a firm header by Laurie Madden. Here's Gary Thompson for Wednesday, now Gary Megson. Mel Sterling breaking down the right, header by Van den Hauwe. Shelton. Cleared by Ratcliffe. Here's Sharp. That was Shirtliff who came in the back. Referee says play on, Peter Reid. Ratcliffe. Forward to Bracewell. Sharp wants it played through the centre. Shirtliff is there. Van den Hauwe. Challenge from behind by Gary Thompson. Free kick to Everton. Mountfield is making his way forward on the far side. Sterling. Gary Stevens with the sun coming out now. Paul Hart. The early moments, always anxious ones on semi-final day. A lot of tension down there. Snowden, then Chapman, Sharp, Mountfield, offside. That's Kevin Richardson. Up goes Thompson, looking for shut. And Stevens had to concede the corner, and corners are a Sheffield Wednesday speciality. They've scored plenty of goals from set plays this season. Chapman has stood in the 6-yard box. Hart has also gone forward. Hart's flick on, Megson couldn't quite make it, it was close. Gary Thompson. Hart has stayed forward, shut. Megson, touching it to Sterling. Couldn't quite get his shot in. Deprived by Van den Hauwe, actually. And here's Peter Reid. Good challenge by Richardson. This is Van den Hauwe. In the way was Megson. Ratcliffe. Well, the near post corner almost worked in Sheffield Wednesday's first attack. That was Mountfield. Heath is chasing. Thompson, Sterling, charging away past Richardson and tucking it in nicely, and a chance here possibly. Chapman couldn't get his shot in. Neither earlier could Chapman, it was close though. The two of them were in there. Here's Snowden. And Chapman is still in a good position. It's gone over his head, but the man that made that move possible was Mel Sterling. And any time Sheffield Wednesday can get him thundering down the right flank, they will. And he got a very awkward ball in there, and Chapman and Shutt weren't far away from getting in a strike. Hart. Ratcliffe. Put up by Shutt. That was sharp. Here's Heath. And here's Stephen. Sterling, Ratcliffe, Gary Thompson with the foot a little high, although he claims he played the ball. Brian Hill, the referee, just wanting to defuse the situation so early in the game. Good header by Snowden. Here's Shutt, Chapman, Megson, Ratcliffe for Everton, looking for Heath. Bracewell is in the centre, Shurtliff clears. And that's sharp. Oh, well played by Sterling, he was there first. Bracewell. Good challenge as well there by Shelton. This is Thompson. Slightly knocked off balance. Wednesday still have possession though. Sterling looking for Chapman. Here's Reid for Everton. Almost joined Sheffield Wednesday once, Peter Reid, when Jack Charlton was manager there. Header by Madden. Now Reid, Bracewell. And again. Good ball that by Bracewell to Heath. Sharp's coming in. That was Sterling's header. Trevor Stephen will let the ball go out for the throw, and the Everton supporters find their voices a bit now. They've been pinned back for a period. Header out was by Madden. It's back with Gary Stevens. Looking for Richardson. It's out to Bracewell. This is Vanden Howell. Now it's Heath. Good challenge by Sterling. Heath. Back again to Vanden Howell. Heath. Richardson. Heath. Sharp's in there with Hart. And Paul Hart concedes the corner. Everton's first corner, halfway through the first half. Stevens, Sharp and Vanden Howell all in there. Shuts header, Bracewell. Here's Richardson. And offside was given by the linesman. Thompson. Paul Hart just for a moment stumbling. Shirtliff was in a position to cover for him, but his pass only went to Bracewell. Sharp found Stephen. There was an Everton player who I think was Heath offside, but I don't think he was actually interfering with the play. Mountfield. Richardson. Sharp looks for Heath. And Hodge decides to come for the ball. Wisely. Mountfield. Here's Shutt. He's got Megson outside him. And here's Shelton. And Mountfield stood in front of Shelton, and the referee put his arms by his sides and gave nothing. Heath's in the thick of it there. It may run on for Sharp. Laurie Madden. Ratcliffe. Free kick. Now Ratcliffe went through with a second challenge on Shirtliff, but it was the first one from Heath that the referee had actually penalised. Now Everton have an injury problem themselves here, because Trevor Stephen has gone down awkwardly on the halfway line and requires attention. Howard Kendall's concern is such that he's come down from the stand to the bench to see whether Trevor Stephen can continue. And Alan Harper, the substitute, is getting ready, and it looks as though Stephen is limping his way out of this semi-final. From the way he went down, it looked as though it might be a groin injury to me that Stephen has sustained there. And what a sad day for him to have to go off so early. They've played 27 minutes, and Alan Harper, twice an unused substitute in the FA Cup final, is on the field. Megson's in there again, away by Ratcliffe. That was Sterling, Chapman, and Shutt trying to get in behind two defenders, one of whom is Ratcliffe here. Hart. So Everton now without both their first choice flank players. Sheedy was ruled out by injury. Trevor Stephen has gone off. So Alan Harper for the moment is in midfield on the right-hand side. This is Richardson. It's also worth making the point that Everton started the match without Southall and Lineker, so 4 of what you might describe as their first-choice team are now absent. And I'm pretty certain that was a groin injury, the way Trevor Steven went down and didn't look like carrying on. Forward by Shirtliff. And that was a poor header by Gary Stevens, and Shirt challenges the goalkeeper, who is timing his advances, it would seem, to perfection. On by Sharp. Heath. That's Harper now, number 12, on that right-hand side. There he is. Nixon in so firmly there for Sheffield Wednesday, and that's been the way of it. The Yorkshire club have met the ball first, by and large, in this opening half. They've had more of the game, they've looked the more likely scorers, but in semi-finals you just don't know. You can be made to eat your words very quickly on these occasions. Chapman. Richardson. Sharp. Sterland. Shirtliff. Snowden over on the left. That's a nice ball with the outside of the foot by Peter Shirtliff. And Glyn Snowden looking for Megson, but Ratcliffe saw it light years ahead of him. Thompson cuts out Reed's pass. Then it's Sterland. Now it's Snowden. Good, crisp, competitive stuff in the middle of the field. And shut, but Thompson will be offside. Sharp is the target here. Here comes Van den Hauwe. Bracewell's just behind him. Everton looking to make an angle, but Sheffield Wednesday trying to close it. Well played by Bracewell. Beautifully played, actually. This is Richardson. Van den Hauwe, that was also nice. Good play, this, by Everton. Van den Hauwe has forced the corner after good approach work by Bracewell. And we're in the last minute of the first half. Richardson will take it. It may come back to him. Mountfield is still forward. It's a good cross, and it's going to come out to Peter Reid. The block by Shelton, Reid again, and Sheffield Wednesday break. It was Laurie Madden who found Snowden, and Madden is the furthest player forward here. There are others arriving now. And he's done awfully well. This is Snowden, 6 now up for Sheffield Wednesday, and they forced a corner. Well, that was exciting stuff. And it all happened because Laurie Madden found Snowden, having made a good break, Madden, out of his own penalty area. Corner to Sheffield Wednesday in stoppage time. And the referee has blown for a free kick. Well, first danger at one end, and then a sudden threat at the other. That's the way the fans would have it. Half-time arrives, as it so often does on semi-final day, with no score. The balance certainly in Sheffield Wednesday's favour. They made more of the play, had the better of what chances there were, and Everton lost Trevor Steven with what looked like a groin injury. So at half-time, as Everton go off, still hopeful of reaching Wembley for the 3rd year running, they've met their match and more perhaps here in Sheffield Wednesday. There's no score after the first 45 minutes. Everton have lost only one of their last 20 FA Cup ties. That was to Manchester United in last year's final. And it's worth making the point that their 2 semi-finals in the last 2 seasons have both gone to extra time. And Everton won them both late in extra time. Against Southampton and against Luton here last year. Snowed in for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Shelton. Gets an early cross in and shuts in there. Ratcliffe is too, and it was Mel Sterland who had to take it as the ball rose. And obviously extra time again today if the scores are level after 90 minutes. Sharp, Heath. And Shutt chasing that. Ratcliffe's got a full-time job on there, matching this lad. And Chapman was there too. Ratcliffe, one of the quickest in the business, managed to hook his foot round and get the ball away. Good leadership by the Everton skipper. Sterland takes the throw. Thompson's there. Chapman's coming in, and it was a full stretch by Mountfield, who may have been pushed. There's some heavy artillery up there when Sheffield Wednesday force a throw-in or a corner or a free kick. Nexon. Richardson was caught rather late there by Mel Sterland after he'd released the ball, and it's left him just picking himself up and holding his right leg. The last thing Everton would want now is a further injury. This is Stevens. Madden. So unlucky Trevor Steven, now changed and back on the bench. That was Shutt. Vanden Hauwe. Nexon intercepts for Sheffield Wednesday, but Thompson was on his way back. Shutt had to start a bit late for that, and Vanden Hauwe was half a yard in front. Over the heads. Oh, and Heath blocked Shirtliffe's clearance, and Sterland turned it back. Shelton to Stevens. Madden only as far as Harper, and then again given away. The play a little disjointed. Mountfield. Nicely played by Heath to Bracewell. In comes Madden, offside. It's Ratcliffe with the free kick. Nexon's header out, Bracewell. Hooked back in. Snowed in away from Harper. Back in by Mountfield. Now Harper is onside, and he's got the ball over the goalkeeper, and Alan Harper, the substitute, has scored for Everton. 5 minutes after half-time, against the run of play, Alan Harper puts Everton in front, and how well he took it. It's the first goal that Harper has scored for the first team this season. They talk about one he got against Liverpool in a Merseyside derby, but they may talk about this one a bit longer. He got free on the right, but as Martin Hodge started to advance, Harper, who did his trade as a fullback and is playing in midfield today, showed a forwards instinct. He lobbed the ball beautifully over the goalkeeper and found the unguarded net. And Everton, chasing the league and cup double, trying to reach the FA Cup final for 3 years in succession, have scored the first goal, and they've caught Sheffield Wednesday cold at the beginning of the second half. Harper, who's only on the pitch because of Stevens' injury, has opened things up in the semi-final. Listen now to the Everton supporters. They know this feeling. They're in the lead. Reed. And here's Gary Stevens. Vanden Hauw. And again, here's Sharp. Mountfield has stayed forward. Everton's sensing here they might take this match by the scruff of the neck. Kevin Richardson. Tight to the line, but he got the ball back in, and then Hodge might have been caught by Heath. Stevens. Sheffield Wednesday then, asked to come from behind after having had the better of the first half. Now it's their character that will be examined. Paul Hart has made his way forward. Peter Shirtliff will take the free kick. Chapman and Thompson are both in threatening positions. And Heath won't go 10 yards away. These are anxious moments. Everton having just scored. Hart is there. Shelton's arriving. Away by Stevens as far as Snowden. Back in again. Hart and Chapman. Hart header. Shot! Yes, the equaliser! Carl shot! 3 minutes after going behind, Sheffield Wednesday are level. What a reply! It was instant. The free kick wasn't properly cleared. Paul Hart stayed forward. The ball was flicked on, and Carl shot. The man of the moment in the FA Cup this season for Wednesday. 2 against Derby in the 5th round replay. 1 against West Ham in the 6th round. And the equaliser here today from a 24-year-old who was with Spalding United a year ago. 1-1, and this semi-final explodes into life with 2 goals in 4 minutes. Shirt took it beautifully, flicked it when he was given the opportunity, past a despairing Bobby Mims who had no chance. Now it's Heath for Everton. We're back where we were after some high drama at Villa Park, and how often in football a team who has just scored appear vulnerable and let the advantage slip. There goes Heath. There are 2 waiting on the far side. Here's Bracewell, and they let him go through. Reed! Sheffield Wednesday's defensive play there was loose. They allowed Bracewell to go to the line and could have only blamed themselves if Wednesday had gone 2-1 behind. Well, the Everton bench was all jubilation when Harper scored. Now they've sobered down because they've seen the equaliser go in at the other end. Really exciting stuff here. Harper. And that's Graham Sharp. Well, I wonder what direction the match takes now. The rain has started to fall again. Everton have a free kick. Mountfield is forward. Heath is waving at the 2 players near the ball. Stevens cross. Mountfield was pushing Paul Hart. Megson. Shut. Gary Thompson through the centre. Shut held it up instead. Megson. This is Sterling. Chapman. He turned, but he was blocked by Mountfield. It was dangerous. This is Bracewell. Harper had not gone for that. This is Snowden. Harper, that's Madden away from Heath. Oh, well played by Bracewell. Hart clears. Shut. Peter Reid. And now Pat van den Hauwe. Richardson. Back again to Reid. And now it's Mountfield in a lot of space. Plays it into Sharp, goes for a return, it breaks down, and Gary Shelton was fouled by Paul Bracewell. Well, we're all just getting our breath back after that thrilling spell. Thompson on the end of this, shuts there again, turned well, and Mountfield had to concede the corner. He gets his shots in so quickly, Carl Shutt. And now Sheffield Wednesday will send Hart forward again. Snowden will take the corner, Hart and Chapman in near post positions. Shelton away by Harper. Snowden. Beautifully done. Nixon. Blocked by Bracewell. Shirtley. Sharp. Good interception. Heath's pulled away in the centre, and Harper on this side. He's a long way away from Sharp, who goes alone, and it's still Sharp. Brilliant run. Good save by Hodge. Bracewell. Two waiting on the far side for a cross. Richardson, they're still waiting. It went behind Heath. What an inspired run by Graham Sharp. He made the interception to start with, somewhere around the halfway line. He broke and kept on going, took them on, and only a good stop by Martin Hodge, getting his angles right, coming off his line, deprived Sharp of a fine individual goal. Good-looking ball, trying to get Sharp in behind Laurie Madden, but Madden's quick enough to cope with that. Throw being left for Gary Stevens. Here's Sharp. Stevens again, Reid. Heath's made a run across the box, Sharp. Pushed off it. Free kick to Everton, and Bracewell thinks about a very quick one. Can't do it, Madden's in the way. Sharp and Mountfield waiting to come in from the far side. Indirect. Left for Ratcliffe to drive one. Well, after his goal in the derby match, it's worth a try. Now, Lee Chapman is going off. He's been suffering from a virus of late, and have Sheffield Wednesday got a match winner in Mark Chamberlain? He's certainly going to change the cast, because he's the only one of the Wednesday 12 today who is a full international. And there are 15 minutes of the 90 left. Thompson, Shutt, out to Chamberlain. Hasn't really been on so far long enough to make much of an impact, but he's in his right wing position now. Forces a throw off Van den Hauwe. Here's Megson. Chamberlain. They've worked it back to Sterland. Trying to attack the line. And he's forced Chamberlain back a bit. There are still three waiting for a cross. This is Shirtliff. Van den Hauwe. Bracewell. Hooked back by Everton. To Sharp. And a little bit of shirt pulling, but Heath is still in a good position as they build the attack with Gary Stevens. Good ball by Sharp. Stevens. Outside him is Harper, driven a little bit wide. Heath and Sharp in the middle waiting. Stevens. Bracewell. Stevens again. Bracewell flattened. Gary Shelton. About 20 yards out. Now Everton, who've had these late winners from free kicks in semi-finals, have got Mountfield there again. Also Sharp, of course. 3 minutes to go. Stevens taken away as far as Richardson. Mountfield still forward. And Shirtliff takes it away from his own goalkeeper. Corner. Van den Hauwe racing forward to join Mountfield. Stevens is there too. There is Stevens. It's going to come out to Bracewell. Richardson's cross. Mountfield. Sharp! No! Agonisingly wide. The goal was gaping, but it came quickly at him off Mountfield, and Graham Sharp steered his shot just the wrong side of the post. And that might be the difference between going to Wembley or not going there. Who can say at this stage? Howard Kendall knows it could so easily have been the winner. 2 minutes, Thompson and Stevens. Sharp. Little shove, Madden on Heath. Quickly taken, Harper. Reed, Everton are looking the more dangerous side now. Reed. Lofted in for Sharp on the far side, but it's too long. And the possibility of extra time now becomes a probability. Just over a minute of the 90 left. But down on the Sheffield Wednesday bench, they'll be relieved that that last shot from Sharp went their side of the post. On by Thompson. Richardson. Sterling to Megson. Oh, and Chamberlain. But Mountfield got a foot there. And then Mims, in coming to meet Chamberlain, did he take the ball out of the area? Did he handle the ball outside the 18-yard line? The linesman signalled to the referee that he did, and Sheffield Wednesday here have a free kick right on the goal line in what is effectively the closing seconds of the 90 minutes. Snowden will take it. Lifted across and really wasted. The Everton players surrounded the referee there. The first intense protest of the afternoon, because they felt it was a bad decision against the goalkeeper, but that's all in the past now. We're in stoppage time at the end of the 90 minutes. Shelton. For the third year running, Everton's FA Cup semi-final goes into extra time. They've won the previous two. Today, Alan Harper put them in front. Howard Kendall looks cheerful, although that lead was wiped out within 3 minutes by a Sheffield Wednesday side who've made a true contest of this semi. So Howard Wilkinson is out there exhorting his players before they start the extra half hour. So, an unusual situation. The goalkeeper has to come to the centre line to toss up, having already done 90 minutes work. Bit of a handshake between Hodge and Ratcliffe, and off we go again. So in this first period of extra time, Sheffield Wednesday playing left to right. A replay would take place at Main Road, Manchester next Tuesday. Sharp, that's a good-looking ball. Heath is on the far side with Madden, but he lost his balance, did Heath, and it made all the difference. This is Chamberlain. It was well played by Mel Sterling and by Gary Megson. Now, can they stay onside? That's the key question here. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Vandenhouwe intercepted. Here's Reed. Well, sometimes in semi-finals you don't get a great deal of shape to the game because everybody is so anxious, but there's been no lack of excitement and certainly no lack of endeavour. Shirtliff pumps the ball forward for Sheffield Wednesday in their familiar style, but the men at the back for Everton seem to be coping at the moment. That's Ratcliffe. Lovely ball to Stevens. Heath's made a run across the edge of the penalty area. Here's Reed. There is Heath, in fact, taking on Laurie Madden, who might have used his arm, and then did Heath shove him? Well, either way, it's a corner. Alan Harper is going to take the corner. Mountfield and Hart. Appeals again from the Everton supporters. Out again to Harper. Blocked by Chamberlain. Here's Shutt. Now, who's got the legs in extra time, I wonder? This is Ratcliffe for Everton. Sharp has stayed in a forward position. Here's Bracewell. Comes off Sterland. And Carl Shutt quite happy to take players on. And Chamberlain got a brave header in there. Ratcliffe. Harper. Now that is a good ball. Adrian Heath is onside. Sharp is in the middle. Richardson wants it pulled back. Here he is. And Sharp's got free behind Shirtliff. But Alan Harper, perhaps hopeful of a second. That would be asking too much, maybe. The ball finishes in the middle of the supporters behind the goal. A quick kiss. And Peter Eustace, who played in that 66 final when Sheffield Wednesday led 2-0 and lost 3-2, well, today he's seen them come back from a goal behind. Foul by Gary Thompson on Mountfield. Sharp's there, and it's been turned behind by Snowden for a corner. Well, Everton are the extra time experts, and here they are on the attack in the first period. Reed. Stevens. Bracewell. Heads it back in. Richardson. Mountfield is still forward. Bracewell. Sharp is hovering dangerously! Goal! What a finish by Graham Sharp! 8 minutes into extra time. Everton are back in the lead. It was a good diagonal ball, but Sharp finished that majestically. And scores to send the Evertonians back into raptures. Sheffield Wednesday, thanks to Graham Sharp, are asked to come from behind for the second time. What a volley! They talk about spectacular goals. That one will be remembered for quite some time. And Sharp is just the sort of player capable of that. Here's Snowden. Shelton. Header, shut. This is Bracewell. There he is again. And Gary Megson, they've got a beaver away now, and they've got Chamberlain free. Three waiting in the centre for Wednesday. Can he pick his man? Another chance. All a bit messy, but a corner. A corner to Sheffield Wednesday. Hart is standing on the near post. Thompson is with him. And it's going to come out to Gary Shelton. He left it for Shutt, who in turn found Shirtliff. Good effort, and beautifully picked out by Bobby Mims. But when you look at that shot from Shirtliff again, you'll see there was an Everton player on both posts. They'd held their ground to cover their keeper in case. This is Harper and Hart. The last minute of the first period. Richardson, a good ball. Adrian Heath. Sharp's making a run across the box now. He's checked a bit. It's still Heath. And Reed comes in, and Sheffield Wednesday clear with Sterling. Back by Mountfield. Offside given. Forward by Shelton. That's dangerous. Mountfield, and Chamberlain's in there. He's still there, and so's Thompson here. Oh, he might have done better. Gary Thompson. Let's give the goalkeeper some credit for making the save, but it was Mountfield who was uncertain, Chamberlain who pestered him, and Thompson who put his shot rather nearer to the keeper than he might have wished. And that happened right at the end of the first period of extra time, and Graham Sharp, who missed a chance towards the end of the 90 minutes, is the man whose goal has put Wembley in Everton's sights again. So now, Everton, 15 minutes away from their third successive FA Cup final, which would equal Arsenal's feat in 78, 79 and 80. Mountfield gets the ball away. Standing room only there. Here he comes now, Paul Hart, and Shelton's in there with Stevens. Corner. Snowden to take it. And Hart's there again, and Megson's there! And on the roof of the net from Gary Megson. Against the club for whom he played in a semi-final, Gary Megson, back in 1980. He was substituted and disappointed that day, and he'll be disappointed there that that couldn't have crept under the bar. Vanden Hauwe forward. It was a tentative start to this semi-final by Everton, but my word, they've come strong. Oh, and Reid has got the better of Madden, and Shelton had to cover. There are 8 minutes left in extra time. The rain is sheeting down again. Here's Sharp for Everton, who lead 2-1. Heath out on the left. Now Richardson, in again to Sharp. Knocked back to Bracewell. Signals are going out from both benches. Peter Eustace actually has come out of the Wednesday dugout to try and get some instructions across from the touchline. With Howard Wilkinson, the manager there, they're exhorting them to greater efforts. Thompson challenges. Vanden Hauwe, not a good clearance. Brought down beautifully by his partner Stevens. And the referee with a cheerful smile on his face still, I've just noticed. He's really enjoying the occasion. Brian Hill, and his performance deserves a mention. It's been well controlled, this match. Sharp still. He's holding it up to see who's around. The answer is Heath. Reid wants it pulled inside. Heath takes on Shirtliff. Goal kick. Come on, says Peter Eustace, get the ball back in play. Shirtliff for Sheffield Wednesday, across to Snowden. Hart is playing now as virtually a full-time attacker up there. Wednesday have sacrificed the extra central defender to try and get the equaliser. Madden looking for Chamberlain. Inside to Sterling. Chamberlain again. Thompson! It was a chance. It just fell for him to shoot from Chamberlain's approach work, but things at the moment just not going Wednesday's way. Sharp. Oh, given. Oh, well, mistakes all round. And Chamberlain cannot take advantage. I think he almost collided with the lady police officer. Madden and Sharp. Heath is following up. He's got Richardson in support. And Heath goes again. Well taken down by Heath. Oh, he just overrun it when it mattered. We're in the last minute. Ratcliffe, offside. The Evertonians thought it was the final whistle, but it's not, you know. There are one or two on the pitch on the far side there. They thought it was all over. It may be very soon. Players asking the referee how long there is to go. Thompson heads on, and Everton have reached the FA Cup final for the third year running. Only the second club to do so this century.
So Everton have indeed completed a remarkable run by getting to Wembley for the third year in a row. It took them to extra time to do it, and Sheffield Wednesday certainly never made it easy for them. But once again, it's all the way down the road to Wembley for Everton.
Back in by Mountfield, now Harper is onside. and he's got the ball over the goalkeeper, and Alan Hart dangerously. Goal! What a finish by Graham Sharp!